Before we get to this episode, I want to ask you a quick question. Are you a woman who's 50 or older? And are you ready for a career or job change? Maybe you're yearning to do more meaningful work that really lights you up. I'm asking because my friends Dana and Wendy of Camp Reinvention have the coolest career program. It's called the Career Change Accelerator Program, and they coach amazing women in a 12-week program to reimagine what their careers might look like and to help them see new possibilities. Their very cool program is kicking off on October 27th, and if you even have an inkling, I might be ready for something new and different, I invite you to check out the details. There's a link in the show notes, and let's get busy and think about new possibilities. Welcome to Reinvention Rebels. Stories of brave and unapologetic women, 50 to 90 years young, who have boldly reimagined life on their own terms to find new purpose and possibilities. I'm your host, Wendy Battles. Ready for a dose of inspiration? Let's get to it. Hey, Reinvention Rebels. Get this. Season 1 is done. In the books, 12 fabulous episodes featuring amazing Reinvention Rebels. I am so very grateful for you, amazing listeners. My heart is full. I appreciate you going with me on this journey, for listening as I got started with the podcast and was feeling my way through. It's been a wonderful ride. I've loved interviewing these awesome women and being in conversation, asking and listening, connecting, contemplating. These women are fierce and powerful in so many different ways, each of them unique and special. With gifts they share with the world, they are dope. They are badass. They are Reinvention Rebels. And I am the fortunate soul who has the privilege to listen to and share their stories. I have to tell you, I honestly had no idea when I started the podcast back in October just how many women it would resonate with. I simply had a compelling feeling that I wanted to showcase interesting, nuanced, brilliant women 50 and above. The truth is, there are amazing midlife and older women all over the world doing inspiring things. Yet it's hard to uncover these stories to remind us of that. Seriously, how often do you see stories like this in the media? Stories that celebrate, illuminate, and elevate older women, that reinforce how badass we are, that spark our imagination about what's possible. I wanted to share their stories and shed light on how midlife and older women are up to amazing things. I wanted to dispel the notion that we get to a certain age and our value and power decline. That may be what society says, but it's surely not what I believe. I believe that we can change this narrative about how older women show up. Maybe it won't be easy. Maybe it will take a lot of time. But doesn't everything that's important? And why not try? Why not build some momentum and use our imagination to envision a different future for older women where society recognizes our value and sets the tone for younger women coming up? That's what's on my heart today. Let's focus on how we can collectively make forward progress. You're listening listening to this while I'm on hiatus. Yes, y'all, time to relax and refresh a bit. I'm taking a mini break as I work on season 2. I don't know about you, but my biggest inspiration and creative ideas come from being quiet and still. Producing great episodes requires me to tune in and listen for sparks of creative genius. And that means your favorite Reinvention Rebel needs a little break. But I'll be back shortly with a whole new set of amazing Reinvention Rebels I'll be introducing you to, and I can't wait. Interesting and inspiring stories. Stories that will help you see the greatness and beauty in your own life. Stories that will encourage you to see new possibilities, whether big or small. Why shouldn't we make midlife and getting older as fabulous as possible? Nothing's stopping us but us. So let's keep focused on reinventing ourselves in a way that lifts us up and empowers us. Because when you dip your toe in to give reinvention a try, people take notice. Even if you're taking baby steps, you can inspire those around you with your actions and your willingness to figure it out. Your bravery, your curiosity, your desire for something new. I'll intersperse my guest episodes with solo episodes where I'll share more of my own thinking about reinvention, aging with an amazing attitude, new possibilities, and stepping into our collective greatness as we age. I heard from many of you that you really like the solo episodes too. I was a little unsure about them when I got started, but I'm finding my stride and enjoying recording those just as much as the episodes with my guests. So, amazing listeners, while you're waiting for the new season to start, I thought it would be fun to do a highlight episode and take a walk down memory lane. This is a great place to start if you're totally new to the podcast, and this is the first episode you're listening to. It's a mini guide of the season 1 episodes and some clips from my guests. And if you've listened to some or all of the episodes, it's an awesome reminder of just how fabulous these women are. Go check out the full episodes for more Reinvention Rebels inspiration. Let's start from the beginning. I introduced myself and the podcast on episode 1. That's a great place to hear more about me, where I grew up, and what I love. I'll tell you about my best friend, who I met over 53 years ago, and how it is I ended up moving to Minnesota in the dead of winter, which, by the way, happily led to my obsession with all things Prince. I'll tell you about my passions and challenges, how I've had many fits and starts in my journey to figuring things out, like a lot over many years. I've reinvented myself numerous times, as it's likely you may have too. This time, though, I think I've really figured it out in a way that I feel more freedom and joy than ever before. I invited my friend Barb to join me on episode 2 for my first guest episode. And what a way to start.
I feel like I've really become the true, authentic me and have learned to live my life on purpose.
We had an awesome conversation about authenticity, gratitude, self-empowerment, and the many lessons she's learned from 12-step programs. At 57 years young, Barb has unapologetically reinvented herself in the most interesting ways, truly living each day with purpose and intention. 68-year young Sharon was next up in the Reinvention Rebels guest chair.
Your gut is always right. Listen to your inner teacher. There have been so many times that she has whispered in my ear, but I didn't listen.
This free-spirited yogi retired to Spain a few years ago, and oh, the adventures she's having. She shares how she's reinvented herself as a retired expat, how yoga has transformed her body. She does the most amazing handstands. I just wish I could do that. And how she's learned to trust her powerful inner voice. And that's just scratching the surface. If you've ever thought about living abroad in retirement, this episode is definitely a must listen. Hey, amazing listeners. Want to have Reinvention Rebels inspiration delivered to your inbox? Head over to reinventionrebels.com and sign up for my news and notes. In episode 4, I introduced you to my soul sister, Erica. Oh, how amazing she is. Kind, funny, brimming with a loving heart and a kick-ass sense of adventure.
If you can't find somebody to go with you, go anyway. Don't miss out on anything that you want to do. If you're scared, do it scared.
Erica reminds us that we need to go for it, even if we're scared. This 57-year young, upbeat, and energetic reinvention rebel reimagined her life and focuses on her true passion, travel. She empowers women through joyful, often life-changing travel experiences. And isn't that what so many of us are seeking? More adventure? Episode 5 was fun. I shared the first of my 3 ingredients, the 3 R's: reflect, reimagine, restart, for becoming a reinvention rebel. The first R, reflection, is where it all starts. Want to tune into your inner wisdom? Start by getting quiet and still. I shared my personal journey and how doing that led to an epiphany about starting the podcast. Simple proof that we can all find our true north, our purpose, that which lights us up and excites us. Can you imagine your life at 82? Episode 6 featured my dear friend Millie. She is so full of wisdom, grace, and love.
I'm 82. What I say is that I'm better now than when I was 40. I feel more alive, more present. Maybe my body doesn't move as quickly, but it moves.
Her story is inspiring. Millie reinvented herself from a nun to a nightclub singer. Wait, what? Yes, that's what she did. And in doing so, she did something so powerful. She trusted her gut and steered her life in a new direction. And she's reinvented herself multiple times. Most recently in her 50s, after a near-death accident caused her to reevaluate her overcommitted life, which led to even more discoveries. I have to tell you, I want to be as sharp, spry, and fabulous as Millie when I'm 82. My friend Denise is fierce, warm, and wonderful. She joined me for episode 7 and talked about how she's thriving at 68.
Whatever you think it is you don't have, you still have something that is of value to someone. You can still be of service to someone and identify what it is that you still have and give that away.
She reminds us that no matter our age, we all have value and purpose. You'll love her story, how she's reinvented herself as a storyteller, launched a new business, and is feeling deeply fulfilled. Denise is a powerful reinvention rebel who shares what it means to reinvent yourself and thrive in your 60s, and why this is the most empowering time of her life. I kicked off the new year with episode 8, Ditch the Shoulds, how to embrace your deepest desires. How many times have you done something because you should do it, but not because you wanted to? I've done that way too many times. In this episode, we tap into this second R, reimagining, I share my 5-step process to embrace life in inspiring ways and ditch all the shoulds. Plus, how I get unstuck, which of course happens to the best of us. These are insights you can apply at any point during the year. What if you lived your life on purpose and were of service to others in a way that lit you up? That's where 68-year-young Reinvention Rebel Keturah has found her sweet spot.
I swear, when you find the place where your spirit just comes alive and you could be doing it like 24/7, it was like, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Keturah has reinvented herself to help others navigate grief and loss, using her inner wisdom to guide her. But that's not all. She also shines at helping women develop greater self-appreciation by practicing deep self-care. Oh, the fun we had talking about how we can all practice fabulous self-care, which I have to say is an area I still need to work on. My conversation with 66-year-young Wendy on episode 10 was nothing short of magical.
One of the big lessons of the dragonflies to me was that it's never too late to soar. Flying over the water, and you don't realize that she's later in her life cycle. She's so full of joy and beauty. So this idea that it's never too late is such an important message. And I feel like even if you haven't been good at listening to yourself or your heart, it's never too late. It's never too late to try something new.
Wendy turned her own muck into magic and helps others do that too. Reimagining her life with courage and joy, this Reinvention Rebel has let go of old, drag-you-down stories to grow her wings and see new possibilities. She reminds us that it's never too late to soar. Remember my 3 R's, reflect, reimagine, restart? Well, episode 11 was all about restarting, how to push play on your dreams. What does it actually take to hit the restart button on your big, juicy dreams in such a way that you gain momentum and keep that steady state going? Even when facing challenges, how can you develop the ability and mindset to never give up, to keep pressing forward, to call in reinforcements as needed? Reinvention Rebels, can I be real? How many times have you started down a path with a great idea, but never quite made it happen? I can tell you stories about how many times I've done that. The thing is, those fabulous dreams of yours aren't going to magically take form by themselves. You have to get busy and take action. In this episode, I share my own restart journey and the important lessons I've learned along the way, and why making space for your big dreams is the key to making them happen. Ready for a mini roadmap to get you into action? Being in conversation with 57-year-young Babs was nothing short of pure joy.
I think the biggest thing is tuning out other people's noise about how you ought to move in the world. And I think this is critical for women, whether you're Black, white, or otherwise, I think it's threefold for Black women, but women in general, to tune out those voices of people telling you what you should be doing, and tuning all that out to sort of chase a dream. And I think for me, the biggest lesson was, if I don't do this now, I don't know when I'll do it.
She graced me with her presence, and we had a ball. This Reinvention Rebel is fierce and fabulous, unapologetically telling it like it is. You'll love her authenticity, what she's cooking up for the future, and how she's found her yes, enjoying the heck out of life. So there you have it, Season 1 of the Reinvention Rebels podcast, all 12 fabulous episodes. Someone once asked me, which episode is my favorite? Honestly, I love them all. How can I possibly choose from all this badassery? So, dear listeners, listen up, listen again, start listening. Do what it takes to tune into your Reinvention Rebel mindset. You've got this, and those dreams, ideas, inklings about the fabulousness you want to create in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. Well, let's start tuning in and seeing what's possible. Let's figure out how to become Reinvention Rebels together. You've got this. I'll see you in April, right back here for the start of season 2. Until then, stay true to yourself and shine your beautiful light. The world needs you and all that you have to offer. Hey, amazing listener. Did you love today's episode? Did you find inspiration you can apply to your own life? I'd love for you to take a moment to rate and review the Reinvention Rebels podcast on your favorite platform. That would be awesome, and I would be so appreciative. Let's help spread the word to more people and get them inspired. Hey, Rebel. If this episode inspired you to think about what's possible in your life, I'll share a little secret. Any of us can reinvent ourselves no matter where we are in our lives, any age, any stage. We just have to decide to get started. Here's a super simple way for you to get going with your reinvention dreams. Download my audio, 5 questions to spark your curiosity and inspire your reinvention journey. I share 5 key questions that will spur your thinking, help you uncover your dreams, and motivate you to take action. Because if not now, when? Details in the show notes. Let's get inspired together.